All right. Hello. Welcome back, everybody, to beautiful Long Beach Lawn Bowling Club in Long Beach, California. We're here for the 2026 Southwest qualifier for the Men's Singles National Championship. We had our first game of the day. There's been qualifying for the first 2 days, and now we're in our final day. We will be crowning two champions by the end of the day today. This next match is a semifinal match between Chris Dodd and Bill Brault. They're finishing up their second trial end. So, in our first game series this morning, Chris Dodd won his match over Abe Panilla, and Bill Brault won his match over Peter Ritchie. Peter Ritchie was undefeated at that point, so Peter is sitting back, and he will play the winner of this match for the title and the chance to go to the national. No, not for a chance, for the visit to the national championships. So Peter is sitting back waiting. All three of these gentlemen have one loss. So we'll see Chris Dodd versus Bill Brault for the stars. In the stripes, Charlie Herbert, the 7-time defending champion, was playing against Corey Vos, and he was undefeated, and he won. So he is undefeated, and he will play the winner of the game that we broadcast, which is Michael Sadal against Sadri Jazayeri. So with Michael winning that, Michael has got to beat Charlie twice in order to advance. Charlie just needs to win one of those two games. So when this tournament started, we were 43 players, and now we are down to the final 5. And here in the booth, I have our producer and technical advisor, Gary Barnes, our cameraman and also technical man, Steve Narmontes. Also have Joe Narmontes, Gary Hiltunen, helped with setup. And Sheila Conti has helped with setup, and she's roaming, and she'll be updating scores that you see on the bug that we have in the upper left-hand corner. So she'll be updating scores so you can see what's going on with the Sadal-Herbert game going on. All right, hopefully that sets the stage for everybody. It should be a good one. Bill had a barn burner against Peter, down to the wire, down to the last bowl. Peter was up 20-19. Again, all these games are to 21 points. And Peter was up 20-19 and holding one. And Bill came through with a little weight, managed to push his out and sit for 2 to win the match with his last bowl. Otherwise, Peter would be playing Chris Dodd, and similar in the other game, and Chris would have to beat him twice. Our marker is going to be Sadri Jazayeri, who was unfortunate, fell to Michael Sadal on this rink earlier. But he's kind enough to mark for us here. And we're about to get this one underway. I don't know how many ends we'll play, but I know both these guys play fairly fast. Bill's about as fast as there is as far as a player goes, so there won't be a whole lot of downtime. And Chris is on the quicker side. And helpful with a competent marker like Sadri. Nice of Long Beach have been providing markers, and we also had our own Joan Normontes marking in the first game. And here's the first bowl. Chris with these white bowls with red and blue spots. Pretty good opener, short by about a foot and a half. And here's the lefty, Mr. Brault, who's doing this as well as running the tournament. Not bad, don't want to be short there. All right, here's Bill's second after another good bowl by Chris Dodd. A little bit short there. Chris is on early. Chris was on it early and often against Abe in his match, whereas Bill got off to a slow start against Peter before coming back in the middle of the game, and then, like I said, hanging on at the very end. That was down to the wire. But Chris really kind of was pounding Abe early. He was up big, I think 10-0, 11-0 before Abe could get on the board, and it just kind of hung on from there, turned into a boat race. All right, Bill really needs to get one in here. It's down 2 in the head. Might be second. Don't know if Chris liked that one. Little zesty. I'm just trying to slide it around behind. They made it around just a little heavy. Don't know who's holding. Pretty good effort. Both looking. And it's 1 for Chris. Playing at 21 points here. Again, you could say not a lot of drama here with setting the mat or anything. These guys are just going to rock and roll. You see both of these guys play this way. So there'll be a lot of action for you. And I won't have to fill too much, which is appreciated. Chris is kind of playing in the what I call the good grass. He's kind of got the mat up about 3 yards, and then the jack is probably about similar 3 yards short of the tee here, or the 2 meter mark. So kind of staying away from the kind of the crowning of the green. Long Beach is kind of definitely a noticeable crown. Yeah, okay opener by both guys. Chris with the shot, Bill with the better position. A nice adjustment there by Mr. Dodd. Good. I think Bill will probably be on the draw here. Pretty good ball here. Look at this. Oh, nearly. Good effort, though. But it's still 1 here. Again, he could just make it out in the background 2 over. Charlie and Michael are finishing up their trials. And again, we'll have the score in the bug we see in the left-hand corner. Sheila Conti sitting there by that rink, and she'll be updating on the tablet, and you'll see that score here in this upper left corner. So Chris kind of opting to go the other hand. He doesn't want to push this ball in, to kind of have the combo and push it out. So I think you'll see Bill try that very thing. He could afford to add a yard here, and 2-way. He could either hit the jack or he hit the ball into the bowl. Push that out. Yeah, I think he'd be better served to be a little positive there. Did put another bull in the head. Chris really could use to come around and get one behind, and he doesn't want to touch this one. Gonna be a little narrow. Look out. We got a little fortunate there. All right. I think Bill could afford to play it like, let's say, this kind of weight and coming through and either hits this and pushes it in or hits this, which will take this out, and he could sit for 2 here. He wants to be narrow and positive. Yeah, I think you could see the weight. He was trying it. It just kind of hung it out a little bit from that line. Pretty sure he'll drop 1 more here. Just 1. So 2-0. Playing to 21. It's the other upside of playing fast, and it helps keep in a rhythm. And both these guys like to be rhythm bowlers. They like to keep playing. That's one of the things you can afford to do with singles. Singles is you can control the pace. As pairs makes it a little harder. Definitely, that's the hardest part about playing 4s is you roll only 2 bowls, and then you got to wait 10 minutes, maybe 15 before you roll again. So it's really hard. You have to like kind of start stop all the time. It's very difficult. Singles is the opposite. You just kind of rolling bowls the whole time. It's almost like just practicing on your own. Not too different from that. Decent opener by Chris, maybe no more than a yard through. Room for Bill, though. Yeah. A little unlucky, coming a little, didn't quite hit that jack square and happened to unluckily push it a little closer to Chris. Now Chris can just do the same bowl, really. The same bowl, I think, drags that jack to his first one. Yeah, little short. Probably might make Bill switch over. No, I think so, yeah. Looks like he's eyeing his backhand being the lefty. Yeah, not bad weight, and just right on the center line. So. There's Chris. I think he'd be well served to just sample his first one. Yeah, not bad. Bill's probably 2 down here. I'm probably just thinking to drop a yard here. That would be really good. Get him shot. Main thing is trying to just drop a yard and not 2 or 3. Looks like a really good adjustment here. Yeah, Bill Brault. Well done there. And a toucher as well. Send Chris to the other hand. Chris is going to probably play a gentle jack or bull shot, hoping to come across and hit the bull and push it out. Would be ideal, but even if he gets the jack and kind of carries it to here, that would be good for 2. I think the bull would be ideal. It's coming up short. Not what you wanted there when you're down B up. Now Bill's got a chance for a free draw. Pretty safe. Very nicely done. 2 beauties at the end there for Bill Brault to tie this game 2-2. And now Bill's got his first taste with a jack, and again you see they just wasting no time, just getting the mat down. Both these guys can keep a score in their head, so they'll just, whoever scores will just place the mat, roll the jack, and then afterwards put the score down. Bill's opted for something very similar to what Chris is. I think both these guys will probably do this for the majority of the game. It's kind of, they're both really good draw bowlers and just try and stick to the good grass. Again, you could kind of see it, like if you look in the corner here, I'll put it in yellow. You can see how this is kind of falling off here, like especially like if you're looking at this zone here back in this corner, you can see how the height of this versus the height of this, and everything kind of falling off this way. So that's also the same going here and going here, so that's why you want to stay in this good grass here. Decent openers by both guys. Bill with the point, Chris with the position. Don't want to move the jack. Well, a little fortunate there. Probably a little heavier than he wanted. And Chris probably wants to drop maybe 2.5 feet here. Yeah, just a little too much. Still, see Bill switching. I don't think he's sticking with it. This looks really good here. Beautiful ball there by Bill Brault. And the pressure on Chris here. I think Chris is going to try jack or bowl, but rather than go this way, he's going to go this way instead. That's what it looks like, yeah. So he's trying to get jack or bowl here. Well, this is nice and positive, maybe too much so. I think Bill's just going to want to put a third one in there. And Bill wants to draw third. No jack movement though, just arriving on it. Well, he might have cut it down for himself. Not sure what it is. See if Sadri's going to use the paddles like we tried to teach him. He's giving it a look. Just one, yeah. So Bill, this is the problem with kind of coming heavy and narrow. Even though he made it a little better, he was holding 2, and if he would have missed the jack, you know, it'd come around and sat here, it'd be 3. So, I mean, there's a case to be made for, you know, he went from 2 to 1, but it's a more difficult one. You know, it's closer. I mean, Chris isn't. It's going to be hard for Chris to get the shot here. He's got to worry. I mean, he's got to come through and shoot this gap. If he wants shot, he's got to shoot this gap and try and hit the bull or carry the jack. And he's got to worry about hitting it too far. He doesn't want to go all the way back here. And this one, when his third ball, it would have been nice to kind of hang around and not be all the way into the ditch. But I think that's what you'll see. And then Chris got to be careful not to push this one or this one in, regardless of which hand he chooses. But I think he's going to try a jack or ball shot on his forehand. Try and come right between the two. Yeah, he's giving it a look. What a shot. Very nicely done. And he got the bowl, which pushed that right on out. Should be just one. At the high level, that's what you see. And we saw that earlier. I mean, it's not like Sadri played badly against Michael, but it was situations like this where Michael was just on fire. And Sadri had a few of them, but just Michael had more. All right, so Chris Dodd 3, Bill Brault 2. Can you see them? Both these guys wasted no time, so you have plenty of action. Again, big thank you to Aero Bowls USA for the use of their tent. The sun has come out, and it's really nice to have that here so we can keep our equipment more cool and keep the sun off of us, and that way we could see the screen. So thank you, Arrow Bowls USA. Same line every time. All right. Chris is first. Good match so far. 3-2 after 4. So the national champion, oh, there it is, Arrow Bowls USA. Thank you, Arrow Bowls. All right, here we go again. Bill with the shot, Chris with the position. And pretty good bowl there by Chris, taking advantage of the position. Played a jacker bowl to get it away, and kind of a modified jacker bowl shot, and that's what he did. And Bill loves his backhand. When Bill has a choice, he'll play his backhand. It just makes him more comfortable, so you'll see him play around the clock usually. And nice little promotion on his own. Again, that was a great weight. So, I mean, if he slips his bowl, he kind of two-way. He either hits that bowl and promotes it like he did, or with that weight, he'd slip it and probably be right in here, which would be great position. So, either way gets him the shot. Chris will probably play nice draw, at least overreaching here. Yeah, pretty good bowl there, too. Not sure he's holding. Bill's got options. I think he's looking like he's going to go with his forehand and come this way and try and match the bowl here. I think that'd be the best play. He doesn't want any jack movement over here. He's better off coming to the bowl. Yep, nicely done. Nicely done by Mr. Brault. Well, Chris is down 2, but he does have all 3 of these bowls back here, so you could see him playing again, jack or bull shot if he wants, or just a draw on here is the safer play. He just doesn't want to be short here. Oh, this is well done. Really close. Beautiful shot there. Well done. Beautiful bowl by Mr. Dodd. Holding 1. And also you see that, again, it makes the position, where Bills are short and Chris is behind. So where maybe Bill would want to try this jack or bull shot, he's got to be delicate because he doesn't want to make it worse than the 1. So it's pretty much a target on the bowl. I think you'll see him play his forehand being a lefty. Making sure he arrives. And pinch his own in. Ooh, I don't think it quite reached. Yep, 1 more for Chris. So another 1 for Chris. Chris has got 4 1s out of the 5 ends, but 4-2, playing at 21 points. Again, you see that Chris, it's like he's doing a scorecard or anything. He's just keeping his rhythm, going ahead and just getting the jack down. It's a little longer this time. Yeah, Chris just kind of the overcorrection for the slightly longer jack. And probably about 2 yards through there. Again, you see Bill again playing his backhand. Yeah. Neither gentleman's particularly close to start with, which you would expect at kind of a new distance. Chris with looks like a pretty decent adjustment here. Just a couple feet short. I think you'll see a good adjustment from Bill here too. Yep, really good there as well. Really good. Two great adjustments for these guys. Again, with the Fisher, I'm not sure yet, Bill, but Bill's holding. Thank you, Sandri. All right, Chris needs to add probably a yard to be safe. Get a little action on his own. Maybe a little too much. And Bill's just going to do the same thing, I'm sure, or at least try to. Just wants to slide under that ball. Ooh. Got cut it a little close. See if Chris is going to play that same hand or if he's going to switch. It looks like he's doing it again. Well, he's played it a few times now, so. Good ball here. Got the got 2 rolls out of it, and I think that might be enough. Yep. I didn't know if 1 roll was going to do, but 2 rolls sure did. Really good promotion there by Chris. Wow. All right, Bill trying to get another one in here. He can afford to hit the jack. Jack would be really good. What a shot. What a shot. Played it nice and positive, trying to get the jack and does it and drags it for probably 2 and a look at the 3rd. Just like that, we're all square again. That's Bill with another great conversion with his last. Gets 2 and knots it at 4-4. All right, then off we go again. Bill a little shorter than we had played the last one, but a nice start there. No more than a foot. Chris is first. Just wants to slip it. Oh, didn't quite do it. But Bill's holding, but not by much. Yeah, not bad to be behind there and didn't mess around with the head, so you understand kind of being safe here. Chris kind of in the opposite position. Interesting. Chris, there was a case for him to go the other way to kind of push his zone in or Bill's out. He wants to slip this ball. Oh, I don't know if it's going to be really tough for Chris to get shot on that hand. I mean, Bill's kind of with the way it's laid out, is happy to have one. And he really does want to move Chris's in. Yeah, this is a nice ball here. Yeah, pretty good position. And Chris is sticking with it. I guess for me, I'm thinking you could go the other hand. You could try and push this ball in or this out by coming this way, but he's opting to try and just draw it around cleanly, or just tap the outside of his own and have it roll in like that. There was two ways, but it was an odd two ways. But I guess that's what he saw. I mean, I just thought that'd be easier to do that exact same thing, but from the other hand, because he didn't have the negative potential of pushing Bill's in, but he executed it. Now Bill's trying to, with two balls back there, just trying to root that one out. I don't think he quite did it. Hit his own. I think we'll see Chris play that same hand again, and pretty free swinging. It was going to be, I mean, the danger for Chris is over here, but I don't think he could get a bull on that side to hit the jack this way. So he can play it like almost a draw to this spot, coming around, picking up the jack and dragging it. And I think he could have 3 or 4. But right now he does have the 1. Yeah, look at this. Oh, very good, but just hung out a little bit. Nice try, though. I think it's just one more for Chris Dodd. He's up 5-4. We've played 7 ends. Chris has won 5 of them, but Bill's 2 ends he's won. We're with a 2, converting on his last ball. So we'll definitely have a third game this afternoon. At a minimum, there's the winner of this game versus Peter Ritchie for the Stars Championship. There's the potential for, I don't know what we'd show if Michael happens to beat Charlie in the other game, then that game would be winner take all for a second match. Rematch between those two. But we're definitely getting the third game between Peter Ritchie, who's kind of relaxing now, waiting to see the winner of this game. All right, here's Chris Dodd again, up 5-4, playing at 21 points. Good opener here, really solid. Very, very good. And Bill trying to get him off good weight. I'd like to see him reach and arrive there. It just was a little more on the draw line. I should really not be playing this with any fear. Just trying to be all the way up. If anything, be behind it is okay too. Good ball there for 2. And Bill probably looking to split these 2 balls, I think. He's coming with a little bit of weight, and I can understand it. Both those balls are really close. Just kind of trying to chop lie here, or promotion with the jack and push it back to his. Hits the target really well. Deserved a little better. I think he freed the jack, but I think he still might be, Chris might still be holding 2 here. All right. Yeah, 1 and a measure for Chris. The 2 front balls of the measure, for what Sadri was saying. Chris looking to push his own up a little closer Yeah, that'll make it 2 for sure. Bill will probably follow that down now. He's got this catcher back here. Play a jack or bull shot here, hopefully to get the jack back here or hit this bull and then sit for a shot. Yeah. Just an adjustment needed, either taking a little pace off or so when you when you make a shot like that and you're trying to jack or bull and you're, let's say 3 yards through, then it's a choice. It's like, well, it's either you need to drop one or the other. You need to adjust it and take a couple yards off with the same line, thinking that'll be it, or you keep the same weight and move your line. But probably just trying to drop one. See if Chris is going to put one all the way in the back here or just try and draw another. I mean, with Bill having 2 behind, it's a little bit of danger there. And he's already holding 2. Yeah, not a big fan. I'm not sure if Chris was trying to block or what the plan was, but I mean, it's not really, it's not in Bill's way. Bill's target is to come around, and that's not, if he's hitting this bowl, it's not helping him. And now what Chris has given him is, if Bill plays like here, and he happens to be narrow, he could hit this bowl and come off of it and in. That's what he's given him by doing that, as opposed to putting something behind. Or just, reaching like to this bowl here. Bill opts to switch to the other hand, maybe looking to promote his own green or push one of those out. Yeah. Interesting choice. I think that wasn't in his way, and I think he could have tried it again, but he saw something different. And I think it's going to be 2. Yep, 2 for Chris Dodd there. Wins another end, going up 7-4. He's won 6 out of the 8 ends played. Again, if you're just joining us, we're here at Long Beach Lawn Bowling Club in Long Beach, California. This is 2026 National Championship for men's singles qualifier in the Southwest Division. We start on Saturday with 43 players, broken up into, for the 2 slots, one with 21, one with 22. And after 2 days, it knocked it down to 8 players. And after this morning's round, we are now down to 5. Here in the stars, we have these 2, Chris Dodd and Bill Brault. Great shot there by both gentlemen, but especially Bill there with the carry. And the winner will play Peter Ritchie, who was undefeated the weekend, but lost this morning to Bill Brault on the last bowl of the match. And that's for the stars. And in the stripes, I have Charlie Herbert and Michael Siddall. Michael beating Sadri Jazairi earlier today, and Charlie beating Corey Vos. Charlie being undefeated requires Michael to beat him twice, and Michael's only loss in this tournament was to Charlie. I think Bill wanted to be around the back. I think you'll see Chris kind of play this on his backhand and just trying to play jack or bull, and just trying to play with the yard and trying to take Bill's shot bull out of there. Not far away here. Oh, really good. Really good. Don't know who's holding. Sadri's going to give it a look. Still thinks Bill holding, but man, it's a tenuous one. Interesting. think Bill's wanting to try and play it around and leave it alone, get a position ball out of it. Because he doesn't want to touch anything. Make Chris make the shot. But Chris has got a great chance to turn this into 3 when it wouldn't be too difficult. Actually, to turn into 4 and it wouldn't be too difficult. I think you'll see Chris play this hand again. He could touch on this ball and rock it in, and that could get shot. He could hit his own ball here, and that might hit this and push it out, and then this ball is set. He might get a little jack movement to here, but then he'd be sitting here with Bill's back in here, and there'd be 4 with Bill with 1 to come. So I think you'll see, given that he's down, I think you'll see Chris, having just played to here, add to the jack length, is probably going to add a couple feet at least to this. I see it nice and positive here. He's going to hit the outside one and come into the jack, followed right on in with a nice little chop lie on his own ball to make it 1. Should be a toucher there, but I don't think they marked it. Nice pull there by Chris, just what they needed to do. Probably just 1. And he got good position out of it too by getting that ball behind as well. Now Bill probably is going to try and keep playing that hand. What he really would like to do is rest the shot ball out if he could. I think that would be ideal. If he happens to squirt between that, like hit it and sit, he might be able to trickle a jack for 2. Just wants to arrive on it, not far away, just touching it. Oh, great effort. What a shot. And Bill's saying just that much more. He needed a couple inches was all. But it's 1 more for Chris Dodd. Slowly pulling away with 4 points in the last 3 ends to go up 8-4 now. After 9 ends, playing to 21 points. Looking at the other game, you see Charlie's up. Good start on Michael, 7-1. Again, Charlie wins that, and then he'll be qualified for the national championships, looking for his 8th straight singles title. Again, see both these guys kind of sticking to good grass that I talked about, where they're pulling the mat up a couple yards and again keeping the jack a couple yards short. We've only seen it deviate from this, I think, once or twice. Yeah, a little short there. I've seen a lot of really good bowls here. Just Chris has been just a little better. And Bill's gotten both his points on a couple just incredible conversions. Otherwise, he'd be getting shut out right now. And he's playing well. And there's another good ball here. Really good. Nice effort by Chris, looking for, again, another jackerball shot, trying to come through on that hand. I think you'll see Bill trying to just beat his own, maybe add a couple feet. Trying to just kind of match this bull back here. Coming around to here would be a good spot. Yep, that's well done. Very nicely done there. Chris would probably try the same thing. He's still trying to come on this hand through, see if he can hit the bull or the jack. Get it back to his zone. Yeah. He opted just for more of like a draw weight. And kind of, it was probably would have been good if you had the perfect line. It was just a little narrow with it. But it's going to force Bill over. to his forehand. Just trying to get another one, I think, slide under this, try and get back in here. Yep, well done there by Bill. Now he's got good position for a catcher here and holding 2. Chris going to try again. Probably be more on a draw. Wouldn't shock me if he was still on the draw here, just trying to cut it down. So there's a little bit of danger if he happens to hit the outside of the jack. See if he, with that weight, if he happened to hit this side of the jack, then it'd move it this way, and then could be a lot of trouble with all the Bill's balls here. But he slipped by it, so Bill's holding 2 and kind of got a semi-free throw to try and get a 3. Just needs to sit down a little bit. A little too much. So it's 2 more for Bill. I'm going to make it 8-6 after 10 ends. Kind of snaps that 3 losing streak. So we played 10 and Chris has won 7. Bill's won 3. Right, see, and again, Bill playing basically the same distance. Neither one of these guys are doing anything really different with the mat or the jack. Just trying to play the game of I can do this better than you. And Bill with a really solid opener there. Maybe at most a foot behind. It's Chris now. Yeah, a little short there. Been better served being a yard through. Probably is going to send Bill on his forehand though. Yeah, not too bad there. Nice little catcher position. Chris needs probably 2 feet to the jack, a yard to the bowl. And this is really well done here. Beautiful ball by Chris Dodd. Trying to match him. Oh, just a little, about a yard short. Not what he wanted there. Better off. If you're down, be up, and he had the position. He's really better off playing it through there. But he did. He's going to make Chris switch over. He's got his own bowl to try and push up on that forehand of his. Just kind of came across. Bill wants a read on the score. I think it's just 1. But Sadri's having a healthy look at this. All right, well, Bill does have the back bowls. So, and even though both hands are a little plugged, I think he's going to come a little forceful here, I think. Yep. Just really wants to get something in the pocket here. Either push that ball out, push his own up, and just kind of hit too much of that ball on the inside. He really wanted to kind of play it. Anything in that gap would have been good. Would have hit that ball out, the jack, anything. Chris has got choices now. He's going to have a look. He's got 1 in a measure. He could play this hand and just try and tap this ball and try and get it in for a sure 2. He doesn't want any jack movement because he doesn't really have anything in this zone. It could be trouble. He could also play it on this hand on the draw and try and push this one up. It's kind of one of those cases where you kind of want to play the hand that you just played or that you liked. It looks like he's kind of eyeballing this. I mean, it is pretty safe. You just don't touch this one. And even if he plays, on this hand, in order for it to hit this one badly, you'd have to hit it with weight on this side to shove it the other direction. So he's going to opt for his forehand and just try and see if he can draw it in there. Not far away. Really good there by Chris. Really good. They got 2 out already and a measure. And the measure is 3. So Chris Dodd with the biggest score of the game goes up 11-6 now. After being tied 4-4, Chris has now scored Bill 7-2 over the last 5 ends. And he's the first to get to double digits. It's a little longer this time. You can see it just maybe 2 to 3 yards short, probably 2.5 yards, I think, from that 2 meter mark to the jack. So this is a little longer than we've seen. And Chris is kind of on the old distance. See if Bill can get there first. Pretty good here. And a toucher just nestling against it. Beautiful ball there by Bill Brault. Yeah, nice try there by Chris. Just got a piece of it to spring it a little bit, but not enough to get shot. Bill would be wise to just needs to add a couple feet on his own. After his last bowl, since there was a little movement, get something behind. Kind of missed his line there. Again, you'll see Chris play this hand again, trying to draw to here, so that way if he comes around, he's either hitting this bull or hitting the jack. So somewhere in this kind of zone here is the target. Just a little through. You could see he had the weight. He just, it was just not quite enough. I really wanted to be kind of over here. You see Bill trying to draw. He'll try and put one around here. Really needs to add a little weight, get something behind. Not a lot of weight, just a little. He can touch his own. Yeah, just slip through there. That's a little fortunate result, but a little drag on the jack may be okay, but it's a good position. Holding 2 now. All right, Chris is going to give it another go here. Not far away. Just sliding by. Pretty good effort though, but should be 2. Yep, it's 2. Now Bill's got another free throw, and they could trade threes if he can just beat that last bowl. So anything within 2 feet, but doesn't want any jack movement to push it to either bowl. Just a little heavy. So it should be 2 more for Bill. It's got nothing but 2s on the board. That makes it 8-11 after 12. Playing at 21 points. And the winner will play Peter Ritchie to be the Stars representative for the Southwest Division men's singles at the National Championship to be held at Laguna Beach in September. Keeping an eye on the other game, Charlie Herbert looks like he's off to a fast start against Michael Sadal. If Charlie wins that, then he'll be the Stripes representative. He just needs to win 1 of 2 games against Michael. And I think that's kind of seeing where we left off with Michael playing Sadri. Both those guys are of the school of going end to end, which is not Michael's strength. And with that being the case, it's I think Charlie, I've seen a lot of long jacks there. So good opener by Bill. Good little toucher there. All right, here's Chris. Gotta go, gotta go. That's a little short. I think Bill's holding. Bill took a little bit of pace off that one. All right, see if Chris can add the weight here. Oh man, missed that one. About the worst bowl he's thrown the whole match. He's playing so well. I guess one of these guys was due for a blank. Good roll there by. Good ball there again by Bill. Another toucher kind of sliding by though. So giving still room for Chris. Don't know if he might be short again. The main thing for Bill is not to try and help Chris out. Yeah, Bill's going to switch over to forehand and just kind of, he's holding 2. I don't know if he's got 3. He just really wants to slide in this pocket here. Even if he hits his own, that's okay. Just don't touch the white one. Yep, he did both. He pushed that one up and got in. So I think it might be 4 for Bill right now. Chris is kind of paying the price. He's got nothing within a yard at the moment, all short. Do a number in your head. All right, Chris really needs to get something in here. Trying very hard here. It's much better. Saved himself from a big number there. That was looking bleak. Bill's going to score at least 1. But Bill was sitting with 4 for sure. But Chris with a nice last bowl saves himself, so it's only 1 for Bill, making it 11-9. Bill's first time winning 2 ends in a row, and he's won 3 of the last 4. And again, Bill's sticking with this distance. Chris has been pushing a little bit closer to that 2 meter line, or 2 meter mark. He's been a little bit further. But for the most part, Bill's been sticking to this kind of medium length here. medium to short medium, and it's a good opener there by Bill. I think you'll see Chris with the forehand jack or bull shot again. See a lot of that with these guys getting so close to the jack with the first, and it kind of frees up the opponent to try and play nice and positive here. Yeah, a little bit unlucky by Chris. He had a good effort. Just kind of ticked that bull. Yeah, another good bull by Bill. I'm sure we'll see. Probably Chris try it again. He might take a little pace off. Might try a little bit more of just trying to arrive on that bull since he's down 2. Let's see. Yeah, same shot. I wonder if Bill's going to try it again or switch over. There's a case to be made for Bill to draw one on this hand to just come to those 2 and kind of not make it worth as much, but he's going to stick with the hand he's played and just stick to that backhand. Yeah, a little short. I don't think that's what he wanted based on the body language. Well, see if Chris is going to make an adjustment here. He's got both those bulls waiting for him if he can hit that jack. I don't think he's done it here. Very short and narrow. Just overcorrected here. Now Bill holding 3 and looking for a 4th. The main thing is Bill, I think, is going to switch. He really just wants to beat this bull. This would be a good spot right here. Make sure you're around that one. Somewhere in this kind of zone. Just to catch a bull here and get in the count. Yep, nicely done. Nicely done. Perfect, just what the doctor ordered. I think he's holding 4. Really putting the pressure on Chris. See if Chris can drop the weight and have a nice little draw. He needs it. Oh, he's going to do the same thing again. It's like the same exact bull, but he might have cut it down because he hit Bill's bull. Otherwise, he would have been sailing right next to it. Well, Bill's going to score here. Just a question of how many. My guess is Bill thinks it's 2, and Chris is wanting to measure it. Because if Bill said it's 1, I don't think Chris would be measuring. And I rarely see Bill be wrong. It is 2 for Bill, and just like that, we're all square. This matched at 21 is now matched at 10. As we're 11-11, and Bill is outscored Chris 7-3 over the last 5 ends. So I think Bill, I mean, it somewhat cost him to put that bull there because Chris would have probably sailed right on through for 4, or, you know, and then left Bill 4. But man, if Chris would have picked up the jack, then just like that, it's at least it's 3 for him. So I think he really was wise for him to put one there, and he still got 2 out of it. All right. All right, here's Bill. That's 3 ends in a row he's won, and with a lot of bulls like that, just really feeling it right now. Again, this is why it's good when you're on a rhythm, just to kind of keep going, keep playing, keep putting bulls in the head. Especially if you're scoring. Chris looking for another jack or bull shot. Nice draw though. Close second. It's going to force Bill on his forehand. Now with nothing behind, Bill can go ahead and he could try like a jack or bull shot, but not real heavy, just thinking like this. And ideally you want to pick up the jack and kind of tuck it around and just kind of have the jack between your two bulls is pretty good. He's got that little wall he can use. And it just slid by. They got a piece of it. Wind's picking up a little bit. Almost blowing my can over. Thank you, Joan. She's giving you food, Steve, and taking up my trash. You married a saint. All right, here's Chris again. Again, Chris has just been a little loose, and Bill's been a little tighter, and that's been the difference these last 5 ends. Bill again going to try his forehand, trying something similar. A little short there. Nice try here by Chris. He's going to make it all the way. A little short again. Bill, I think, is just holding the one. I think Bill's probably going to stick with it, play his forehand again with the drag. Just make sure he clears this white ball in front. And kind of play to here. All the way around would be good. All the way around. Well done. Oh, what a bowl. It's definitely 2. I don't think it's 3. I think it's just 2. It looks like this white ball of Chris is closer than this ball of Bill's. It's close, though. I mean, from the angle we're looking at it from here, so I could see this distance, and that distance there is like maybe 18 inches. What I can't see is this distance here from the white ball because of the 2 greens. It's kind of hard to tell. All right, well, interesting choice for Chris. He could try and play it around again for the draw, and he's got this wall he could use. He optionally could come through here with a little weight, push the white into the greens and push them out. And I think he's going to stick with the hand he's been playing and just play it a little more positive. Boy, just didn't get it there. Just need a little more pace. It's going to be at least 2. But it's 3. 3 for Bill. Wow. This match has turned on a dime lately. So Bill takes his first lead of the match, going up 14-11 after playing 15 ends. He's won 5 of the last 6 to the tune of 10-3. After being down 8-4 after 9, and 11-6 after 11 ends. A little bit longer this time. We're all the way to the tee. I don't know if it's intentional by Bill, but again, taking a look at the other matches, I just keep seeing Charlie, just playing long tee to tee, which we saw in the last game was a little bit of a weakness for Michael playing against Sadri, and Charlie's just been riding that to a huge lead right now, 15-3. And if Charlie gets to 21, then that thing's over, and he'll be the only one to be undefeated playing through here. And qualify for a national championship, looking for an 8th straight title. Here, the winner of this game will play Peter Ritchie, who lost earlier today to Bill. So if Bill wins, it'll be a rematch. Otherwise, it'll be Chris playing him for the first time. All right. At the new distance, again, you see it a little bit loose. Not too surprising. Bill can get one in here. Bill's in the ditch, and Chris is barely on the plinth. So I think that bull there is probably a yard away, but it's shot. Pretty good bull by Chris Dodd. Yep, that'll hang in there for shot now. Maybe a foot and a half behind. He's just trying to slip his own bull or get a healthy promotion on it. Just getting to that bull. Just slid by. So Chris still holding one. Just probably wants to do the same thing here. Yeah, Bill's poking his head in and saying the jack got away from him. Yeah, I thought so. I mean, again, you saw the distance they've been playing. You see, you know, and Bill knows it. You know, he's been around the block twice, and he knows that when you get the jack, you know, you see him playing the same distance over and over and over again. And now when you play a different distance, all bets are off. A little promotion here. See if he can knock it all the way in. I think so. Great shot. I think he'll take it. Holding one. All right, Chris trying to see if he can get one in here. Needs to get a rub. No, just not enough pace. So Bill with a little fourth bull magic there. We'll get one more. He's still on this 11-3 run. And he'll go up 15-11. I'm thinking we'll see a little shorter jack this time from him. Meanwhile, looking over, looks like Mr. Sadal has scored again. So I'm thinking, so that game could turn. We'll see. It's got to change at some point. So he needs to kind of get on his, get to that short medium distance that he was liking, and then just stripe it. But we'll see. All right, in the meantime, Bill's just wanting to try and keep this rolling. Winning 6 of the last 7 ends, a tune of 11-3 on the board. And it's been a lot of this, a lot of bowls within 2 feet to start with. If you're enjoying the coverage, we really like a like or a subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already to the channel, that would be really helpful for us. It makes us appealing to sponsors so we can get money and keep bringing you this kind of quality entertainment. Great bowl there. Great response there by Chris Dodd. I wonder if Bill's going to stick with his hand or switch it. Oh, stick with his backhand. Case to be made for playing the other way, but I think he really likes his backhand. Just trying to slide it up and in. Nah, it's a little short there. All right, Chris, you're holding one. Just ideally wants to add a couple feet, see if he can match. Just kind of, since you're short, just kind of put one back in here. You know, not necessarily cross. Try and have good control. Don't want to be any shorter. That's the main thing. When you put one in close and it's on the short side, you don't want to be any shorter. And unfortunately, that's what he's done. Because, I mean, this bull doesn't serve a purpose other than getting his way. And here you'd have some value. And Bill with 2 seconds could be a little more free swinging if he so chooses. He seems to be very positive with it. So you can see what Bill's trying. I mean, with the catchers here, now he's just got 2 catchers here. That's why Chris would have been better off to make sure he got something behind. Let's see if Chris is nice and positive with this one. A touch on his own. Is it going to hit it far enough? Don't know if it made it. Bill wants to know. Very different if it's 1 or 2, I think, for Bill. I think if it's 2, he's going to try and draw. If it's 1, he'll try that attack again. There, 2, I could see a case where he's just trying to draw one close. I mean, he could play this weight again. He does have the position here. And just say, well, I'm just going to take one down. Oh, don't push that white one in. Going to come off the inside? Nope. Don't think he pushed any closer. So Chris is going to get back on the board here, barring any kind of mistake. And all he's got to do is beat the no jack moving and beat this bull over here to add another. Interesting to see what Chris does. I mean, it's probably difficult to try and get it in here, and he doesn't want to push this in, and he really doesn't want to push this in. To me, I think maybe the shot might be to just kind of try and draw in here, and just kind of on this hand here. But I could see this is pretty safe coming on the same hand he did. And he just played it, but, just kind of keep it safe, not necessarily trying to do anything fancy. Yeah, and he's kept it nice and wide so they didn't get any worry about hitting that bull in. So I think it's going to be 2. Yep. So Chris gets back on the board. And then close it to 15-13 after an 11-3 run by Bill. Again, we're definitely going to have a third game, so that'll follow this one. The winner of this game will play Peter Ritchie to see who goes to represent the Southwest for the Stars in the National Championship. All right, Chris going a little longer here. Pretty good opener. Just slid by. Nice bull there. Yeah, a little short by Bill. I don't think Chris wants to change anything. I'd just beat the same bull, just a foot behind. Yeah, another nice bull there by Chris Dodd. Bill needs a yard 4 feet here. Just kind of missed his line. Got the weight though. Chris looking for a third here now. It's kind of over. Leaned into that one and into the ditch. But still holding 2. Well, needs to put it together. First one's line with the second one's weight. Just needs to get the inside half of that bull. What a shot. Beautiful there. One for Bill Brault. All right, Chris is last. He does have the 2 behind. You'll see him keep playing that hand, hoping he can draw one in. Jack movement, it should be good for him. Given there's one down, he's got the position. Trying very hard here. Little touch on the jack. Yeah, look at that shot. What a bull. Beautifully done. Gonna send Bill up to look at it. This should be at least 2, might be 3. Beautifully done by Chris Dodd. Just what he needed. Oh, Bill's in a tough spot here. Guessing since he's been playing this hand, he'll probably keep playing that hand and try and push onto this bowl to try and push that out, and maybe his will sit. He could try the draw here, but man, it's got to be just right. I think he's come narrow here. Well, Chris with a beautiful conversion there is going to get at least a couple. Yeah, 2, and they're looking at the third. Two. So we're all square at 15 now. So this match to 21 is now a match to 6. With 2 consecutive 2s by Chris Dodd here. 2. See if Chris opts to go long again. I mean, he went a little longer that time, playing it near the tee there. And it worked out for him the last couple times. Yeah, see, it's just a bit longer than Bill's been playing it, so. All right, let's see if Chris can put one in there. Again, it's just a couple yards short of the tee here. A little bit longer than they've been playing. Yeah, decent opener, maybe short yard through. And then shot drawn by Bill. It's jack high. Maybe level, jack high in that range. So Bill with a shot. Chris with the position. Pretty good effort there. Nice ball. Take shot. Now Bill's got a pretty big target and can forward for a jack or bull shot on his favorite hand. Needs to get all the way up. Just don't want to be short there. All right, Chris looking to slide it in here. All right, Deville looking for a little bit better effort, a little more weight here. Still open for this jack or bull shot. Ideally, I think he'd want to be at least a couple feet through. Oh, can't be short. 2 short ones for this jack or bull shot here. He's not pleased. Chris is probably going to play the same thing. He could play the forehand. It's just pretty safe. I mean, he's not going to want to be flying at it, but I mean, he can get away with hitting the jack and knocking it back in here and kind of tucking it away. It'd be really unlucky for that jack to get him all the way over to here. A little short, but it's just one, but it's going to change Bill's shot again. Now that's pretty much right in the way. Bill trying this jack or bull shot that he'd been trying the last couple. And it's kind of, he doesn't want the jack getting into this zone, which is all Chris. And Bill knows what the head looks like. He does have 2 seconds, so he might switch over and play this hand and try and come off this bull or get the combo. Or he hits this bull into this bull, and that bull will go, and then he could sit for 2 or 3. I think that's what he's thinking here. Yeah. No, he's very narrow with it. So it'll be one more for Chris, and he'll retake the lead now, 16-15, playing to 21 points. And the other game, Michael Siddall had won a couple ends in a row, but only getting one on those. And then I think they were down at the measure, very close measure between 2 good bowls by both Charlie and Michael. But Charlie gets it, so now he's 16-5, and he'll go back to his tee to tee length, looking to put Michael away and go on to his 8th straight national championship. Thank you to Aero Bowls USA for their sponsorship and use of their tent, which is right now keeping us cool and all of our equipment cool. Thank you, Aero Bowls USA. Same line every time. All right, here's Chris's first. Again, Chris up 16-15, playing to 21. The winner will play Peter Ritchie to decide who represents the Stars in the Southwest Division and the National Championship for men's singles. Well, again, has been getting kind of a little bit of a shorter jack, a little more kind of in the range that we've been playing. And Bill's kind of been struggling with his weight a little bit the last few ends, and Chris has been able to take advantage. Chris hasn't been really, really close, but he's been close enough. Bill had just a war against Peter. So legs might be a little rubbery. The 3rd day in a row for these guys, and they played 3 matches Saturday, 3 matches Sunday. And here we are Monday. Yeah, good bull there. Nice adjustment. Taking the shot. Still plenty of room for Chris, though. Looks pretty good here. Just going to sit. A little too heavy. Get a little bit of a loose end by Chris here. Nothing within 4 feet, I don't think. It's a recipe for disaster if you get 3 bulls outside of 4 feet. You really got to make sure you get it with the 4th one. See, Bill's got room for a second here. It's going to be close. Might be 2. Still room to draw. And Chris is taking an extra moment here. Don't blame him. Don't really like putting yourself in this position. Just when you've thrown 3, meh bowls. And now you're looking at being down a couple. You can get away with 3, but only 3. And if your 4th one's meh, you're in trouble. Yeah, a little short there. Not in Bill's way, so I don't think Bill even cares whether he's holding or not. He's just trying to stay in a rhythm and see if he can draw one in there. Didn't seem to like it too much. Yeah, heavy and narrow. Kind of got away with it. But let's see who's holding. Neither one of these guys is finer or sours, considering the great bowls we've seen in this match so far. Kind of an off end there. Kind of both lucky to get away. I mean, that's the kind of head where you give up a 4 with the way they had been playing. But it's just going to be 1 for Bill to knot this thing up at 16. So 16-16, and now we're playing to 5. The loser is done. There's that. Thank you for watching. Here's our live stream team. Nice logo, Gary. Southwest Bulls. Oh, high five for that. He wants a high five for his logo. Very nicely done. All right, Bill's gone a little shorter. I'd like to see both these guys get back on their form here with really solid first bowls. There we go. Again, I think it helps when it's a little bit on the shorter side. It makes the, seems to be, at least, with the grass a little bit truer. Both the guys seem to be a little more precise. Yeah, here's Chris again, just trying to match him. Yep, got a piece of the bowl. I think Chris is holding. But Bill will just go right back to his backhand here. Seeing a jacker bowl, he's kind of got a catcher there behind. Yeah, this looks nicely done here. Look at this. Beautiful shot there by Bill Brault. Looks like 2. Chris, see if Chris can do it to him also. Do the same hand, come through the same way. Yeah, it is 2. For it to be a yard and just hit anything, hit the jack or even one of those bowls is good. Even if he hits the inside of his, it wouldn't be terrible. Just want to make sure you play it through here. Even better to be 2 yards through than short. Yeah, just kind of nudge his own, but see, at least he's in decent position now. He's got something behind, and he got a feel for that shot, and now all he's got to do is just kind of pull it over a little bit. And Bill's just probably going to play into his own 2, either into or around. The inside of that ball is good, the outside's not. That's not what he wanted there. I mean, anything in that pocket, you know, from here to here would have been good. It just he hit the outside of that ball and pushed it in this way. Whereas opposed if he hit it on this side, he'd push it out. So now he's cut it from 2 to 1. When really he could have, you know, hit this ball or this ball, and any of that would have been fine. Now Chris is, I think that ball is pretty much level with the jack, his own, but it is second according to Sadri here. Chris can play this again, nice and positive. He's got the back ball behind. Yeah, nicely done there. Beautiful shot. Again, this is where it would have been helped if Bill would have hit one of these and put it in that zone, as opposed to giving an assist there, especially this late in the game. And Bill's on his last. I wonder if he might be seeing this to come off that bowl. He could push into these. I mean, play it nice and positive. Even, you know, this kind of weight would be okay, and push into all that probably wouldn't be bad. the danger or anything is hitting this bull, which hits the jack, which pushes it back to here. That's the concern. So I think it's just kind of like in here and either coming off this or enough to push this up. I think that's what he's going to go for here. This wants to either push that ball all the way. Ooh. Came off the green one even and did the same thing. It's just instead of hitting that white ball, he hit the green one and came across, then hit the white one out. But he cut it to 1. And Bill's the type that he's not even happy with that. Chris has got a choice to make. He really doesn't want to push any of these up. But he does have this back here. I mean, how greedy do you feel? See, you can see him eyeballing it. See, he could play this with a little bit of weight, which will, hopefully, he's hoping to hit the white ball and then trickle the jack back, and then he'd get 3. I think that's the dream. So we could try that. He does have the position for it. Or just try and stone cold draw it for 2. This trick is, does he think he'd give up 1? And I mean, Bill doesn't have anything behind the jack. Everything's here below the jack. So I think that might be why Chris is like looking at it. See if he tries it, or if he's just going to try and do the draw. I mean, is it worth risking the 1? And how big of a risk do you think it is? Yeah, he's going for it. Yeah, didn't succeed, but no harm done. So it's 1 for Chris. He'll take the lead, 17-16. We can see the thinking, right? And hopefully you can see what he was trying to do. I mean, and he had a chance to get a 3 there if he caught it square. But Bill's trying to tell me, no, what you could happen is you could have hit that bull and hit yours out, and it would have gone clean. So, but I think Chris thought it was worth the risk. And the other match, where Charlie was about to go long, he put it in the ditch, so Michael got to put it to his length and then capitalize to get a 1 to close it to 16-6. But Charlie's now taking advantage and has drugged the jack, and he's in very good position there, looking like he's going to score another one with Michael rolling his last ball. Just when I peek over once in a while, I just see Michael being a little loose. Like his weight was impeccable when we were playing that nice little distance, this similar distance to what we're seeing here. But he seems to be struggling a bit. And Charlie's having no problems. All right, Chris with a really solid first bowl. Very good there. Up 17-16. So Chris is could end this at any end. Get a 4 and it'll be done. Bill, a little bit of blank. He didn't really like that release. He's kind of muttering to himself a bit. Chris just looking to keep pouring them in. Don't do anything different. Decent position there by Chris. Nice behind. You kind of like that. Bill's going to try again. But I think it's going to turn on him. Yeah, pretty decent weight. Just kind of missed the line a little bit. Let's see if Chris, now that he's got the shot and the position, just try and put another bowl in the head here. Which way is he going to hit it? Just kind of tapped it. I don't think that's in for two. It's still sitting there for Bill to do a jack or bull shot and just kind of play it through there. Is he going to make it? Ooh, pretty good draw. He's going to have Sadri take a look, and a good look to see whether... Nope, but Chris is still holding. Bill wanted another couple feet on that one. Chris is got to be careful here. Probably just wants to sit on his own. As he does want to push this ball. He doesn't want to hit this side of it so this goes in. And he doesn't want to be all the way through. Oh, look at this. Yep, that was the danger. And it falls in for shot, I'm sure. That was the one thing he didn't want to do there, was touch that ball on that side. Yep, now Bill's holding. I mean, you just don't want to be heavy and narrow when you're holding. And he was just a little heavy, definitely narrow. And he would better off targeting this. And, you know, just even if you hit it over here, there wouldn't have been any danger. But tipping that ball in. So Bill's holding one, and if he can draw to this ball, and he really, I mean, his danger is the same. If he doesn't want to hit this ball into the jack to squirt it over, but that's a far cry. I mean, Bill's ball was kind of sitting up like this and just kind of fell over to be like this, and that was enough to get him shot. It's going to be hard to take a ball like this and rock it back up and then over again. So I don't think he's going to have that kind of weight. I think he's probably just going to try and draw this hand to try and get to that ball. See if he can get two out of it and retake the lead. Oh, a little dicey there. A little heavy. He almost did the exact thing I said he didn't want to do. But I think it's going to be one in, one out for one. Yeah, one for Bill. Wow. 17-17. Any end can be the last now for either guy. And we're playing now. This match at 21 is a match to 4. And the winner keeps the dream alive of playing for a national championship. Bill's opting to pull the mat up a bit. Kind of put the mat right where it was, and he's going to put the jack. So we're something different. First time I think Bill has intentionally tried something different. That sure looked intentional to place the mat there. I think you might feel that Chris is kind of getting on top of him a bit. So. A little short there. All right, Bill being about 4 or 5 feet short. See if Chris can get any closer. It looks like he has. Decent opener there. Might be that's the bull short. Bill looking to adjust. If his weight's good, this looks real good. Just gonna run out of gas. Chris still holding. See if Chris, yeah, Chris has already switched over to play the other hand. He doesn't want to touch this one, so he's going to come around here. He doesn't want to touch that one either. He's kind of turned his back on it like he didn't like it. Yeah, and I can see why. It's several yards short. Bill's going to be a little narrow here. And short again. Really kind of fighting it right now. Kind of everything in Chris's way. Now he's got another one he doesn't want to hit. I'm guessing he's going to try and play this. Main thing is avoid this. You pick a side. You're either going around or under. My guess he's going to try and go under. Main thing is not to hit that front bull. All right. Well, he succeeded by being short. Either one of these guys has played this new distance very well. Bill still needs to add at least a yard. And now he's got a bull he doesn't want to hit. He's going to slide by that, and then what? Just a little too much all the way through. So Chris is holding one and a chance. Well, he's got a chance to turn over and a chance to get a second. Just needs to beat this bull without touching it. Needs to get through clean. I think that redirect was enough. Probably in for two. Yep, it is. Two for Chris. So Bill tries to change the distance to try and adjust the game, and just doesn't play out well for him. Now Chris Dodd is 2 points away from advancing. 19-17. And Chris has gone back to that. He seems to like he long, so especially with Bill coming up short multiple times. Can't say that I blame him. Chris only needs 2. Bill needs 4. It's been a little loose out here, so this is a pretty good opener. Just a couple feet away. It really needs to find it, and quickly. About the same yard, 4 feet short he's been. The computer's just a little off. It's just playing the open hand now, holding 1. Doesn't want to risk pushing anything in. Just wants to try and keep that same weight, which he's done. Just kind of hung it out a little bit. Bill's line is not bad, just needs to get that weight, needs to add that 4 feet. Just a little heavy here. Maybe just off the screen, but in play. Chris could be holding 2 in the match right now. Bill's got it kind of triangulated. He can make a good adjustment with his 3rd. Yeah, there's a good bull by Chris. Nice. Definitely holding 2 now. So he's holding the match. He's going to switch over to his forehand. So he's coming in here, trying to see if he can either slip this bull or push it in. There's room to draw. Nice and spicy here. Oh, he did it. What a shot. He was looking for, I think that was just attack mode. He was thinking, I'm going to hit this bull up, I'm going to hit this bull out, or he did that where he hit the jack and knock it all the way into, it's just hanging on the plinth. And holding 2, I think it's 2. It's going to send Chris is now trying to draw and he's got to beat these two bowls here and keep it up. It should be stick with his hands. And just trickles in. Bill with another spectacular conversion. No, he doesn't want to touch any of these bowls. Let's see where he's, which hand he's playing. Yeah, he's back on this hand, trying to get through here. Doesn't want to touch anything. Slid by that. Don't know if he got it in or not. We'll see. Again with the angle and the jack near the ditch, but Bill's definitely getting on the board here though. Three times. Wow, what an end. Bill got that last one in, and now just like that, it's 20-19. Chris Dodd was just a couple points away, and he still is, but now Bill has leapfrogged him to retake the lead and is 1 point away. And quick look next door, and where it looks like Charlie's up 18-7, and he's definitely holding one and has maybe two, and he's got a shot here where he could take Michaels out or did a little drag on the jack and end that match and advance to the national championships. So we'll keep an eye over there. But here we got Bill trying to, needs 1 point to win it. About 4 feet through. There's Chris. Bill kind of giving up on that, going all the way to the tee here. It's just Bill trying to draw, trying to get it around this bowl. Round and in, he's pretty close. It fell the correct way, not sure who's holding. Charlie was not able to make the death blow shot there, but he definitely got one or two out of it. All right, so here's Chris trying to draw again. And see if he's going to make it all the way. And a little short. Both these guys are having a look now. Not sure who's holding. Bill might not be sure who's holding, but Bill just needs one. I think you'll see Bill playing his forehand, just trying to avoid these two bowls and just coming around, trying to get the shot here. And it fell the correct way. Boy, now we got a three-way measure. Bill just behind it. Chris is having a really good long look at this. Oh, Chris, I could see, I mean, this hand's pretty open to play this hand. And just, you know, beating either one of these two bowls is all he wants to do. So coming into here, he could play this hand if he wants, but he's got to try and navigate his own. So I'm thinking he's going to play the clean hand. And it looks like he's set up that way. He's going to make it in. Just needs to turn a little. It fell the correct way. I think that might be holding. Again, if Chris is holding 2, then we're over now. Or if rather, Bill's, up against it. Again, with his last bowl. I think he's just trying to shoot that gap there. Just hanging out a little bit. It's all the way around. Well, I guess we'll know whether Chris is holding or not, because he's going to go up and look. If he's got 2, then he doesn't need to roll it. If it's 1 in a measure, then he's probably rolling this last one. He wants to have a good look at this. And Bill isn't going to give him a hint. Based on that look, Bill thinks he's down 2, but Chris has still got his last bowl, so he's probably going to play it. But the main thing is he doesn't want to push that. No jack move it, because any jack move it all favors Bill this way. So he'd be better off just trying the same thing or just getting inside his own. Because this one's definitely 1. It's just a question of whether he's got 2 right now or not. Bill's sure acting like he's down, but Chris wasn't so sure. Don't know if that's in or not. We're back to this. We're getting the tape. It's going to come down to a measure and see whether Bill stays alive here. Chris should be on 20, but we'll see. At a minimum. And it's just 1. So, well, why not? Why the heck not? So 20-20 here. Barring some crazy 0, this will be the last end. Hell of a match. 2020. Yes, Bill is asking if we're not entertained. We are entertained. Thank you, Bill. Yes. 2020. All right, 4 bowls left for these guys to see who advances. Peter Ritchie waiting in the wings. That match will be for the to see who advances. Bill being a little chatty so he can try and reset his mind and get focused. All right, last 4 bowls. See who gets theirs first. Everything is one end, winner take all. 1 is not in the budget for anybody. All right, so Chris is probably about 5 feet through. There might be a little adrenaline going for both these guys. Yep. Bill's all the way to the back, so. And the important thing, Bill will have last bowl, so. All right, here's Chris's second. He's trying to take a yard off here. Pretty good bowl there. Still room. It's maybe a foot and a half, but got a bowl to rest on if you're Bill. that's what he's trying to do. A couple yards off, just try and come to that bowl and sit. Stick with his backhand here. Trying very hard here. Might have done it. Looks like a measure. Audrey's taking a look. Bill's got it. Chris has got 2 more to try and change that. Yeah, just both guys about a foot to 14 inches away here. So not a lot of room for Chris to try and beat him, but just wants to slip around this bowl one way or the other. No, just touches it. So Bill's still holding 1. And he's going to play this hand, just trying to tap his own or tap the bowl. I really prefer to be behind here so that he doesn't give a wing bowl for Chris. Yeah, anything behind is okay. And just live or die with that shot if you can. All right, that'll put the pressure on Chris. Again, either one of these guys can afford to give up 3 or 4, so doesn't matter. Just win or not, this end. Well, both these guys have played a hell of a match. We played 25 ends. Chris has won 14. Bill's won 11. All right. Well, Chris knows, he's had a good look, knows what he needs to do. Looks like he's going to play this way, and either, I don't know, 2 ways to play. If you're playing this way, you're either trying to draw and rest on your own, or you're playing with weight and trying to push one of these through. All right, here we go. Chris is already reaching to shake hands. He doesn't like it. Yeah, he's short. Wow, what a match. Bill Brault with the win. 21-20. Great match. Both guys played really, really well. They both had some shots I think they'd like to have backs, but man. So Bill Brault will be moving over 1 rink to rink has been played. I'm pretty sure that's what the game will show. So it'll be a rematch from this morning of Peter Ritchie versus Bill Brault, and the winner will go to the represent the Southwest Stars for the national championship. Quick check of the other game shows Herbert 19, Sadal 9. I'm not sure who's holding right now. Charlie's got his last bowl, which he might be holding 1 and draw within a yard for 2. I'm not sure, but regardless, that's going on. We'll have the other game next. So for Gary Barnes, Steve Nermontes, Joe Nermontes, Sheila Conti, Ivan Scott Roberts, we'll catch you in about half hour, 45 minutes. So long.